Hello, everyone. My name is Christopher Allen. I'm going to talk to you about type 2 diabetes and COVID-19, their effect on the population, statistics on how they affect the population, then finally, my proposed solution on the target population. But first, a quick introduction into diabetes. Diabetes is a condition that impairs the body's ability to process blood glucose, otherwise known as blood sugar. Without ongoing careful management, diabetes can lead to a buildup of sugars in the blood, which can increase the risk of dangerous complications, including stroke and heart disease. In the United States, the estimated number of people over the age of 18 with diagnosed and undiagnosed diabetes is about 30.2 million. This figure represents between 27.9 and 32.7% of the population. Some of the types of diabetes are type 1, also known as juvenile diabetes. This type occurs when the body fails to produce insulin. People with type 1 diabetes are insulin dependent, which means they must take artificial insulin daily to stay alive. Type 2 diabetes affects the way the body uses insulin. While the body still makes insulin, unlike in type 1, the cells in the body do not respond to it as effectively as they once did. This is the most common type of diabetes according to the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases. And it is a strong link with obesity. Gestational diabetes is a type of diabetes that women commonly have during pregnancy. Type 2 diabetes is caused mostly by genetics and obesity. Age and race are also some of the indicated risk factors. Older adults tend to have increased risk factors due to possible decrease in physical activity. African Americans, Hispanic or Latinos, American Indians, Asian Americans, and Pacific Islanders tend to all have higher risk factors associated with type 2 diabetes. Some of the secondary factors that increase the risk of diabetes are little to no exercise, smoking, and lack of sleep or too much sleep. Some of those modifiable factors could be weight loss. Dropping a few extra pounds may help prevent diabetes over time. Also, going to the gym, working out, healthy eating, eating fewer calories, cutting back on refined carbs, especially sweets, adding veggies and fruits to the diet, and getting more fiber are also beneficial and are modifiable factors. Exercise about 30 to 60 minutes per day is a good way to also prevent diabetes. Some of the complications with diabetes are to the heart and blood vessels. You're up to 5 times more likely to get heart disease or have a stroke. The kidneys could also be affected. If your kidneys are damaged, you have kidney failure, you may need to be on dialysis or get a kidney replacement. Eyes could also be affected. Damage to tiny blood vessels in the back of your eyes could cause blindness. Nerves could be affected. This can lead to trouble with digestion and feeling in the feet. The skin could also have issues. Your blood doesn't circulate well, so wounds may heal a little bit slower or they can become infected. Some of the complications with the brain include high blood sugar, which can damage the brain and might put you at a higher risk of Alzheimer's disease. Obesity, the risk of weight gain could lead to cardiovascular disease. All these complications, if they're associated with COVID-19, may cause even death to an individual. Some of the statistics, an estimated 1.5 million new cases of diabetes were diagnosed among US adults ages 18 years of older. In 2016, a total of 16 million emergency department visits were reported with diabetes. In 2017, 58,000 new cases of end-stage kidney disease with diabetes as the primary cause were reported. 25% of the people who went to hospital with severe COVID-19 infections also had diabetes. White males are the least affected population in the United States. Research indicates that socioeconomic status may play a huge role in this. Only 1.5% of white American males are affected. In the US, 8.3% of the population, or 25.8 million individuals, have diabetes. The prevalence of diabetes, like I said, is high among African Americans, Latinos, and Native Americans. Whites and Asians tend to have the lower prevalence of diabetes. Some of the risk factors are failure to meet objectives with diabetes could lead to, like I said, kidney failure, blindness, and cardiovascular disease. Failure to reduce the spread of diabetes in society could increase the chances of some individuals having limb amputations, which would render a productive society to be impaired. The number of diabetes cases in the United States is increasing every year, and it needs to be dealt with, or it could cause devastating effects on communities, the healthcare system, and also our resources. This, coupled with COVID-19 rates, are increasing on a daily basis in the United States. So some of these objectives we want to do is improving the quality of life, educating my target audience, increasing awareness about type 2 diabetes and COVID-19. There are challenges to these. Some of these are cultural. In some cultures, diets do have high fat and salt content. Other challenges may be environmental. Some environments tend to lack healthy food options, and they will promote more food deserts. Also, misleading online information may negatively influence individuals. Getting everyone on board with wearing masks, social distancing, and washing hands is also a challenge. There are all ways to communicate some of these things that we're trying to do. Individuals can get information faster using technology. Around 95% of Americans tend to have cell phones, and 77% have smartphones. All right, so some of the expectations for me are increased awareness of the causes of type 2 diabetes and COVID-19 among my target audience. Some of these other things you want to do is maintain a low prevalence and incidence rate with type 2 diabetes among white males. Behavioral modification to promote health among the target audience, and maintaining long-term support needed to stick with those changes. That's the end of my presentation. Thank you and have a good day.